You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
The political storm surrounding UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has taken yet another dramatic turn, with the resignation of one of his closest advisors, Paul Ovenden, who had been serving as the Prime Minister's Director of Political Strategy, stepped down after the publication of old WhatsApp messages in which he repeated lewd jokes about Labour MP Diane Abbott. The resignation has been described as both damaging and symbolic, given that Ovenden was seen as one of Starmer's most loyal and long-standing allies. The timing could hardly be worse. This marks the third senior departure from Starmer's team in just 2 weeks, following the loss of Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner and U.S. Ambassador Peter Mandelson. For many within Labour, these resignations suggest not just a series of missteps, but a broader problem with the Prime Minister's leadership. Some MPs have even begun speaking openly about the possibility of replacing him before the next election. Ovenden expressed regret over the incident, saying the messages were exchanged 8 years ago during what he called a silly conversation. He admitted he should never have relayed those comments, and he apologized for the hurt caused, particularly to Diane Abbott, who described the messages as very unpleasant. Downing Street condemned the remarks as unacceptable, reminding the public that Abbott, as the first black woman elected to Parliament, has faced relentless abuse throughout her career and deserves respect, not ridicule. The fallout, however, is about more than Ovenden's words. His resignation has left Starmer increasingly exposed, with many of his most trusted figures now gone. Critics inside the party argue that the Prime Minister is losing not just personnel, but also credibility and authority. The more Keir loses people around him, the more people start to realize the problem is not them, but him, one Labour official remarked. Adding to the turbulence, questions remain over Starmer's handling of the Mandelson scandal. After reports surfaced about Mandelson's past correspondence with Jeffrey Epstein, Conservatives have forced an emergency Commons debate, ensuring that Starmer cannot escape scrutiny on that front either. Meanwhile, unrest continues to brew within Labour's ranks over Starmer's response to far-right protests, with some MPs saying he has failed to meet the moment. All this is unfolding on the eve of Donald Trump's state visit to the UK. Starmer had hoped to use the visit to highlight his economic and foreign policy agenda, but instead, the American president is arriving to meet a prime minister fighting for political survival. Observers suggest Trump may tread lightly, recognizing the fragility of Starmer's position. For now, Starmer insists he will not resign, claiming he is clear on the task ahead. But with MPs warning that he could be forced out by next May, and with rivals like Andy Burnham and Wes Streeting already being discussed as alternatives, it is clear the pressure is mounting. What was meant to be a moment of global leadership has instead become a domestic struggle to hold on. Stay subscribed for more videos.